2014, I think, in leveling that out, and yet we need to make sure that farm net, based on insurance, that safety net is there.
Okay, let's switch gears a little bit and talk about Harvey. We've seen the pictures, we've seen how this has impacted ag in a big way, not just ranchers, also pond producers. What does it feel like to look at those pictures as a former governor and knowing that your people are being impacted?
Well, it's sad, first of all. 54 counties in Texas, almost $1 billion of ag production there, whether it be cattle, cotton, sugar beets, cane, all those rice, all those kind of products. So that's USDA's responsibility to get in after this water recedes, assess all those damages. Our FSA offices, our NRCS office is going to be very busy. APHIS, obviously, for plant and health information services, inspection services, are going to be there. Food safety is going to be there. So we'll have a massive presence there as soon as we can get in. FEMA, obviously, has the first responsibility of life-saving and protection. But when the waters recede, the good news is we've accounted for all of our personnel down there, and all of them have checked in, and everyone's safe. Some can get to work, but many of them cannot get to work. They're actually teleworking and working from home.
You're a man with a big heart, and it had to be hard to be in Washington and to look at some of these pictures or wherever you were traveling on your road trip. How did that hit you when you saw all the images coming out of the Houston area?
I don't know that I would have been able to identify unless in Georgia in 1994, we had a similar situation where a tropical storm just soared over the middle Georgia area, 25 inches in about 48 hours. And you can't imagine what that does to even flatland. And just water has nowhere to go. It overwhelmed water systems, sewage systems, and other things. People were without water for 10 days, out power, and it's only through that experience that I can really empathize with what's going on in Houston. And I told the group earlier this morning, from the blessedness we have of abundance, even maybe with a crop not as good as it was last year, we need to understand that we're still blessed, and you don't have to look any further than Texas to understand that.
Secretary Perdue. Secretary Perdue.
Question. I have one more question.
Get one, and we're going to come for a major. She captured me, and
I'm sorry, I trapped
actually my press person knew this was going to happen.
You're at Farm Progress.
Yeah.
Clearly, you got a lot of people excited to see you. What made you decide to come and visit this event?
Well, this is the Super Bowl of farm shows, and obviously be right here in the Mecca and Decatur, Illinois, and be able to see all that. First, I just love big toys, and really the technology in agriculture is absolutely amazing today. To see what these machines are going to be capable of doing is fascinating. As a farm boy and agribusiness, I can't imagine many places I'd rather be than right here.
Excellent. Thank you so much.
Secretary Perdue.
You want to do it here? Okay. Since you all have gathered, let's just have an interview.
The second round of the NAFTA talks are underway right now, and I wonder if you might be able to help. The president speaking against NAFTA and nearly all of agriculture asking for NAFTA. Can you explain the disparity from the White House to the discussion?
Well, the president understands very clearly that NAFTA has been beneficial to agriculture. The challenge is he's looking at the trade deficit that's occurred after NAFTA was done, primarily in autos and auto parts. How do you reconcile those two? I talked to him this morning, actually, and he's concerned about American agriculture, but he's also concerned about the overall economy, and that's automobile, auto parts manufacturing, and we hope we can find a solution that reconciles both of those and resolves those issues.
But we don't want agriculture to become a pawn to the other industry.
Well, a pawn, you know that we're so blessed in the production of agriculture, we're always at the tip of the spear in retaliatory or collateral damage dealing with trade discussions. So that is a risk, that's a threat. We've communicated that to him, he understands that, and I'm hoping that his conversations now publicly are negotiation strategies to make sure that Mexico and Canada understand the U.S. is serious about fair trade deals across the economy from all three countries.
When you talk to farmers, what are some of the things that they're telling you that they want to see change or see different in any kind of negotiations on NAFTA?
Well, again, the Farm Bill made a lot of progress. There are a few sectors that didn't fare as well. Dairy was one. We see that in Wisconsin and other places in the upper Midwest. Cotton is another. And the Stacks program, the insurance program in cotton did very well. They came out of Title I, which was in the farm program, and I think those are two areas we'll have to look at. Specialty crops and organic is another thing that's growing sector that we'll probably have to pay more attention to that. But mostly farmers want good trade programs. They want us to be able to sell what we can. They want us to relieve these trade barriers that we're working on. Beef in China, rice in China, poultry back in South Korea, pork in Argentina. That's what they can grow it. My goal is to sell it around the world. That's why we put in Undersecretary of Trade.
There is thought of reducing the SRA for crop insurance in this new farm bill would take money away from crop insurance companies. They say they're already suffering. Is that a threat?
I think we're going to look at the facts on that. I don't think it's a threat. We let commerce do. There are plenty of bidders in that arena. And I think if we're looking at an 18% return on investment, that's probably too much in a regulated environment. We'll look at the numbers and see what that is. It was negotiated. That will be part of the Farm Bill of what that return ought to be in that area. There are very few industries that make an 18% return on investment today.
The industry says 1%, 1.5%.
That's where the facts will come in. That's where the data comes in. Also, other people are saying 18%. So that's why I'm a facts-based, data-driven decision maker. I'm not intuitive or smart enough to make decisions without the right facts and right data, and that's what we'll be looking at. That will guide us in our policy-making decisions.
What can you tell us about plans for more nominees to fill some openings at the Department of Agriculture? We've seen some now. I mean, should we expect more in the coming weeks?
Yes, I hope you can expect more. We've presented great candidates, nominations to the White House. We believe that we'll have a couple more, at least two more, coming out after they get back from Labor Day. And then we've got the forestry coming and food safety coming, and we've identified great people from that. They're being vetted right now, and hopefully we'll have that. Certainly I'm hoping that Congress, the Senate, can move on the ones that are before them very quickly when they get back. Our Deputy Secretary, nominee Steve Sinskey, has been the president of the American Soybean Association. It'll be a great help. And we've got two others identified and nominated that we would like to get on the board as quickly as possible. So far, I am the only Senate-confirmed appointment in the USDA with over 100,000 people. I need some help, and I hope we get it sooner rather than later.
Will the
Two more questions.
About the support Sam Clovis? Or will the administration continue to support Sam Clovis?
Yeah, I think Sam Clovis is a qualified candidate that understands managing academia. He is an academic, PhD in economics, and he understands you don't have to be a researcher per se in order to do this job. This is a management job. He's familiar enough with academia, with academicians, with researchers in order to do a great job.
One more question.
Your concerns about the infrastructure with all the hurricane-based destruction that's going on there. What can be done?
Well, again, the federal government is going to step up, and just as the president intended to do with infrastructure across the country, and rural infrastructure in particular, that we're going to be leading out. But we got to rebuild and restore. Texans are proud people. They're already leaning forward and with hope in doing that. And that's what's great about America. Americans are optimistic. You can knock them down, but they don't stay down. And I think you're going to see that in spades in Texas as you see the resiliency of the American people in Texas. But also that's indicative of farmers. Farmers get knocked down all the time, but their optimism, their hope for the future, their resilience, their sturdiness keeps them going.
Thank you, guys.
Okay. Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Sorry she kept